Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk everything Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. But today it is all about the Penguins. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Already 10 of you in here on this beautiful Friday, a hockey day over in Sweden today. Very, very excited to get the 2025 NHL Global Series off and running, back again for another Pittsburgh Penguins live stream. And this one a little bit different today. Not only is it a 2 p.m. puck drop, but for the first time this season, it is game 1 of 2 in the NHL Global Series. Puck drop here a matter of moments away over at Avicii Arena in Stockholm, Sweden. So we are very excited to see the 9-5-3 Pittsburgh Penguins as the designated road team today, taking on the Central Division's Nashville Predators, who are 5-9-4 to begin the year. Two teams looking to right some wrongs as of late and looking to put on a show for the lovely Swedish people over there across the pond. Before we get into the game, which puck drop I assume is going to be within the next 10 minutes or so, here in a moment we are going to get into the top stories for today's hockey game. And we will also talk about the projected starting lineups tonight for these two teams. Well, it is night over there in Sweden, but here back in the USA, still pretty much the afternoon. Here in a moment, we'll get into all of that. But before we do so, if you are new here, welcome to the Steel City Sports Report. I would appreciate it if you like this live stream, share this live stream, leave a comment in the comments section. Any thoughts, questions, opinions that you may have, reactions to today's game, feel free to get those in there. Let your voices be heard. Also, hit subscribe on the channel. Up to 622 subscribers here on SCSR. Every little subscription helps. Feel free to turn on notifications as well so that you never miss a live stream or a video here on the channel. This game 1 of 4 over the next 3 days here on the channel. Very exciting. Today we're, of course, going to be live reacting to the Penguins and Predators game 1. Tomorrow, back here again about this time, we will still be live for the Pittsburgh Panthers taking on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, my alma mater, in a massive college football matchup. And then Sunday, doubleheader here on the channel, the Penguins and Predators. Again, this time it will be in the morning, a 9 a.m. puck drop. And then we will be live a little bit after that for Steelers versus Bengals at 1 o'clock here on the East Coast of the United States. Wherever you 9 people in here are from, feel free. Drop in the comments section where you are tuning in from here today. Wonder if we are going to get any Swedish viewers here today for this game. So please get in there in the comment section right now. Tell me where you are tuning in from. Going to get into some of the pregame notes here before puck drop, and then we will talk about some starting lineups. Of course, the top story, it just has to be the excitement being abroad for these teams. This will be the 15th season in the NHL of them playing overseas. I believe they started playing these Global Series games, I think, around 1997. Of course, they took 2 years off somewhere in there for they took 2 years off recently for the COVID-19 pandemic, but 15th season that the NHL is doing these Global Series matchups, and this will be the 18th time that two NHL teams will be playing in Sweden as the game comes on live here to my right. Beautiful town there in Stockholm, Sweden, where they are. Lots of fanfare for this game. If you've been checking the social medias for both of these two teams, it has been a spectacle to go over there. These two NHL teams, the players, they have been pop stars over there. Lots of stuff popping up left and right. Players taking tours of museums, visiting children's hospitals, all sorts of good stuff like that. But it'll especially be a good day today for the likes of Erik Karlsson and Rickard Rakell for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and for the Nashville Predators, Philip Forsberg and Adam Wilsby, the defenseman. Those 4 gentlemen of Swedish descent. 3 will be in action today. Sucks for Ricard Raquel, out with a broken hand. Will not be playing in front of, I'm sure, for all 4 of these gentlemen, lots of family and friends here today. So a almost once in a lifetime opportunity for these gentlemen here today. Not, of course, they can always play on the Olympic team should they make it for Team Sweden, but to play over there for your NHL team that you play for every single day for months on end, it's got to feel extra special for them here today. Second story here today, the big story, both teams trying to buck some bad trends as of late. I can speak more in depth on the Penguins than I can the Predators. The Pens getting off to a hot start. I believe 8-2 start at one point to begin the season. Since then, they've fallen on some hard times. They have lost 4 of their last 5, and they have lost some games that, for the most part, have been pretty uncompetitive against some clear playoff teams. They lost pretty badly to the Winnipeg Jets as of recently. They also dropped the game against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and just this once hot start, high vibes, the veterans performing above their age expectations, the young kids of many who are on this team right now, their hot start. Now, they're still bringing some energy, but they have dampered down quite a bit. So can the Pens bounce back here today over there in Sweden? You are certainly going to hope so. And maybe this game here in Sweden today can be the start of something we've seen before. The last time the Pens, they were over there in Sweden, 2008. I even saw someone get a joke out there that the last time the Pens were in Sweden, it was Paul Bissonnette as Sidney Crosby's line mate, and how different those 2 careers turned out. But specifically about that 2008 season, the Penguins playing over there in Sweden, I think we all know how that season ended for the Pittsburgh Penguins. It ended up with them hoisting Lord Stanley's Cup. So hopefully after the past 2 weeks of some not so successful hockey for the Penguins, they are able to get back on the right track today. And I don't mean this to be a shot. If there was ever a time for them to get back on the right track, go overseas. I mean, yeah, you're in the national spotlight, but you're away from maybe some home fans and some road venues. At worst, it's going to be a 50-50 crowd there in Sweden. But also, going against this Nashville Predators team, I think will be a nice breather for the Penguins. The Preds, they are not off to a hot start this year. Mentioned their record earlier. They are off to a 5-9-4 start. Honestly, pretty disappointing that they are this bad, really, to start the season. They, just a couple off seasons ago, invested heavily into this team, brought in some big free agent names like Steven Stamkos from the Tampa Bay Lightning, Jonathan Marchessault from the Vegas Golden Knights, Brady Shea, who I believe at the time was with the Carolina Hurricanes. So they have invested a lot in this Nashville Predators team, but they haven't really gotten it to click quite yet. And you got to wonder, when's this team going to turn around, if they're going to turn it around. So just comparing to these 2 teams, really in their own distinctive ways, they are looking to really turn things around as of late for them. Both teams also, they haven't played in at least 5 days. I think they've both been over there since Monday. They've had, I think, 2 practices. So what will the travel, situation, the jet lag be like? Is there any? How have they adjusted to being over there in Sweden? Those will certainly play a factor in today's game as well. Going to get into the lineups real quick before puck drop over there and in Sweden commences in a second. Going to start with the Pittsburgh Penguins. No changes to their top 2 lines. Brian Rust will be with Sidney Crosby and Ben Kindle. That line has been getting some good chances in recent games, just waiting for them to pop some goals into the net. Tommy Novak, Evgeny Malkin, Anthony Mantha, the second line. The bottom 2 lines for this Penguins forward group, bit of a shuffling since they've gotten over there to Sweden. Ville Koivunen on the wing, along with Philip Tomasino. Kevin Hayes, recently returning from injury, back in the lineup, I believe last game or 2 games ago was his first game back from injury. He's now back centering the third line. Connor Dewar, Blake Lizotte, Una Koppanen will be the fourth line. Defense pairings, Parker Wotherspoon, Erik Karlsson, Ryan Shea, Chris Letang. No changes to those two defensive pairings. One guy subbing in on the blue line here tonight. That will be Matt Dumba. He is in the lineup for the first time in a while, honestly, for Connor Clifton. Ryan Graves, his defense partner. Arturs Shalovs getting the start in goal tonight over there for the Penguins. Sergei Miroshov, the backup. For the Predators, their lineup, Philip Forsberg, Ryan O'Reilly, Luke Evangelista, their top unit. Steven Stamkos, Eric Halla, Jonathan Marchessault, the second line. Michael Bunting on the third line for the Predators. He was traded to Nashville from the Penguins at last year's trade deadline. Still love his play, which depends what have kept him, but hey, it is what it is. His center on that line is Fedor Svechkov with Matthew Wood on the other side of the blue line. And then they're actually running 11 forwards today are the Predators. Michael McCarron, Ozzy Weisblatt, the other two forwards on that fourth line. Looking over here to the screen to my right, they are giving some introductions to the players there. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. They're giving introductions to the Penguins players. They just announced Brian Rust as a defenseman. They have all the Pens players and Predators players lined up across the blue line. They announced Shalovs, the goaltender. Then they announced Chris Letang. And then they said defenseman Brian Rust. There was not a second defenseman there along with Chris Letang. And I like to think, yep, as it should be, the final Penguins player to get introduced, Erik Karlsson, in his homeland. That is awesome to see right there. If I had to guess, I expect similar things to happen with the Predators and Philip Forsberg here in a moment. Wrapping up the Predators starting lineup here tonight, Brady Shea, Nick Perbix, their top defensive pairing. Perbix, former Tampa Bay Lightning as well, just came over, I believe, this offseason in free agency, or was he a trade deadline acquisition? I cannot remember. Nick Hague, the former Vegas Golden Knight, with Nick Blankenberg as his defense partner. Spencer Stastny, Adam Wilsby as the third defensive pairing for the Predators. Justin Barron, the seventh D-man, rotating in tonight. UC Saros, the outstanding goaltender for the Nashville Predators. Bit of a rough past season or so for him. He gets to start tonight. Justice Anunen, his backup. Three healthy scratches for the Predators tonight. Tyson Yost, Joaquin Kamel, Matt Murray, not that Matt Murray that Penguins fans know. They're hit pretty hard as well by injuries. No Roman Josi on the blue line tonight for the Preds. Their all-star captain out right now, so that's a big loss for the Preds. Cole Smith and Zachary Lehere, the other scratch, out injured for the Predators tonight. Final predictions for this game, seeing how I got a moment. Looks like they are going to have a ceremonial puck drop here in a moment. Final predictions, at least for today. You know, Penguins over there in Sweden, I think they are going to be very energized and looking to get back on the right track from recent games. I'm expecting a big game from them. Let's go with a 5-2 final score here tonight for the Penguins. I think Erik Karlsson, think he's going to have a pair of assists at least. And let me go with one goal scorer. You know what? I'm going to go Ville Koivunen. Ville Koivunen on the Pens third line. He has been so close to potting his first NHL goal in the past couple of games. And you feel like every time he almost scores, he's looking up to the rafters wondering, what the hell do I got to do here? I think he finally gets one on international ice here tonight. 17 of you in here right now. Glad to see lots of eyes and viewers on this live stream. Hopefully I can be a nice relayer of what is going on in this game. Out of the 17 of you in here right now, if you are not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button so we can continue to grow the channel here. National anthem being sang here over in Sweden. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, puck drop moments away between the Penguins and Predators. Going to take a quick break. Pregame notes now wrapped up. stay right there. We are back here in a couple of seconds. Penguins Predators right around the corner. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the anthems have been sung. The ceremonial puck has been dropped, and we are just about ready to get underway here in Sweden. Getting a look at the two starting goaltenders on the screen right now. The NHL's Global Series 2025 about to get going here in a couple of seconds. 30 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream. Please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, get in the comment section where you are tuning in from here on this Friday afternoon back here in the States. The referees and players take their positions. Sidney Crosby versus Ryan O'Reilly to get us started here tonight. And the puck is dropped. Another rematch of the 2017 Stanley Cup Final, this time on international ice, is underway. Penguins are going to start the game with possession in the Nashville Predators end of the ice here for a moment. Predators trying to get it out. Erik Karlsson, the spinorama shot towards the net went wide. Now sent back out to center. Ryan O'Reilly leaves it for Brady Shea. He'll dump it in behind the net to stop it there. Arturs Shalovs. Now Erik Karlsson with it. Sends the puck back behind his own net again. Karlsson and Letang, the two defense partners here this evening. I think that's more just a show of respect from Dan Muse putting out his top players to begin this hockey game. Now I assume they're going to go back to their normal defense pairings. Line change here for the Penguins. Their fourth line coming on here. Koponen, Dewar, Lizotte. This line has been good and getting lots of offensive zone time as of late. Up high at his own point, Ryan Shea down below the goal again. Connor Dewar there, hit hard by Nick Hague, the former Vegas Golden Knight. Lots of big bodies here on this Predators team. Brady Shea, pretty big guy. Fedor Svechkov, he's pretty big. Miles Wood, Michael McCarron. Lots of physicality from this Nashville bunch. Puck high slot here. Shot by Ryan Graves. Blockered away by UC Saros. Tommy Novak now will wind it around the boards looking for his D partner, Matt Dumba, but he wasn't there to keep it in the zone. Now puck is out at center near the timekeeper area. In the corner now with it in the Penguin zone are the Predators. Up high here. Shot towards the net. Hit a body. Never made it on net. Now Wood, the former New Jersey Devil, has had quite the experience against the Penguins in his career. He'll lose it. Matt Dumba with it. Line change here. Sends it along for Ville Koivunen. Up through center here comes Kevin Hayes. His shot on goal. It's going to be gloved by Saros and held on to there for the faceoff. Approaching 2.5 minutes into this hockey game, and it is the Penguins with the first two shots of the game. Get a look at the coaching staff. Dan Muse for the Penguins has this group playing more entertaining, more electric, more aggressive style of hockey so far this season. Quite the refreshment from Mike Sullivan's style of play for these Penguins. He leaving in the offseason for the New York Rangers. Puck here, it's below the Penguins' goal off that dump in. Now the Penguins come up with it, and now maybe a chance here. Looking for Kevin Hayes. A shot there by Hayes that might have hit his own guy. Tomasino. Great pass by Ville Koivunen entering the zone. Now the Penguins back in with it again here. Puck is coming back out to center, where it'll be regrouped there by Ryan Shea. On comes his D partner, Letang Shea, chipping it along for Brian Rust. Now it's Ben Kindle, the 18-year-old rookie, just drafted a couple months ago. Now on a line with Sidney Crosby. Talk about what an insane start to your career. Penguins lose possession of it temporarily behind their own goal. Kindle, now it's going to go up the wall here. Predators finally regain control of it out at center ice. Looks like a sellout crowd there at Avicii Arena in Stockholm. This one flung out to center by Crosby off the skates of Kindle, and the Preds will regather the puck. Back in their own zone. Over here to the defenseman Hague. He brings it up. Pass off here to a teammate. Moving on in. Shifty moves there from Ozzy Weisblatt. That might have been Jonathan Marchessault instead. Puck is poked along here out to Predators ice. You see Saros there. Whoa. Saros coming out to the hash marks to play that puck. And with Novak in his face, was able to just backhand it to one of his defensemen there. Puck now in the Penguins' end of the ice here. Eric Halla down low here. Steven Stamkos behind the net with it. Throws it out in front looking for Halla. Great play there by Evgeny Malkin to steal the puck away. Now Ryan Graves for Malkin. Tommy Novak avoids a check there from Hague. Springs a guy. Moving on in here. Shot from the top of the right circle from Anthony Mantha. Stick the side there by Saros. Up high, Wotherspoon to Carlson. Nifty move at the blue line from EK. Sends it down to the corner. Malkin there. Couldn't handle it. Predators coming away with it. Now it's out to center. Picked off there by Wotherspoon. Back in comes the Pens. Dumped behind the net. Looks like that is Stastny, the defenseman there for the Predators, taking it. Michael Bunting out there pressuring Carlson at the point. His shot goes wide. Back up to Carlson again. Wotherspoon to Lizotte. Looking to give a bit of a sauce pass to Erik Karlsson. Couldn't connect. And now Karlsson will need to get possession of it again back in his own zone. Novak leading the rush here. Dropper for Dewar. His shot blocked. Forsberg now in the corner with it for the Preds. Belong to his defenseman Blankenberg, and up comes the Predators here. Ozzy Weisblatt in the corner. All sort of takes himself hard into the boards there. Now behind the net, AJ McCarron. Weisblatt, McCarron, and Forsberg out there right now for the Predators offensively. Puck out to center here. Tomasino trying to get along to Ville Koivunen there. Couldn't do it. Picked off here by Koivunen. He goes down. Is there a penalty called? No. Ville Koivunen able to get his skate on that pass attempt from the Predators. And he's coming up a little bit hobbled. Back in the Penguin zone here. A high shot from John Marchessault. Catches Artur Shalov's in the face mask. It comes off. And now we have a stoppage of play. So some good pressure, good action by the Pens to start this game. So I think they only have 3 shots on goal. Predators blocking a good bit of the shot attempts here for the Pens. Obviously a clear throw everything to the net situation here for Pittsburgh. We hit our first commercial break. First save of the game for Artur Shalov's, using his head on that one. Back here in a moment. 21 of you in here right now. Penguins, Predators, overseas in Sweden. The game 1 of the NHL Global Series will continue here back in about 30 seconds. Okay, back live in Sweden. 13:44 remaining in the first period. Good stretch of play there between the Penguins and Predators without a whistle stoppage. So a quick first commercial break. Predators on the scoreboard there, getting the fans hyped up. The Predators, the designated home team today. The Penguins will be the home team on Sunday. A couple of days of messing around there in Sweden, and now they actually get to do what they went over there to do, play some hockey. Sidney Crosby stepping in here on this face-off against Ryan O'Reilly once again. His face-off will be to the left of Artur Shalov's. Sid tie up with O'Reilly. Puck still sitting there in the dot. Now the Predators come away with it in the corner. Forsberg flings that puck away from Crosby and Letang to his point man, Shea. Down low. Now Ryan Shea battling with Forsberg. He comes out with it. Forsberg trying to wrap one around the net there. Couldn't do it. Shea sending one up here. Now the Penguins come out with it. Crosby in. Drops for Rust. Crosby now below the goal line. Leaves it there for Ben Kindle. Sealed off by Haig. And now we got a delayed penalty here. And who is this going to be on? Looks like the Penguins are going to have a power play coming up here. This is going to be on Luke Evangelista for interference. So the Penguins, in their red-hot power play unit this season, they're going to get their first attempt on the man advantage here today. Let's look here. That is Ben Kindle, number 81, drawing that interference from Evangelista, sort of trapping the left arm of Kindle. It did Evangelista as Kindle came into the zone. Puck loose over here. Evgeny Malkin backhanding one towards the front of the net. And it's going to be picked off and cleared by the Predators. Chance right off the face-off there for the Penguins. Puck came loose all the way over to the other side of the zone for Evgeny Malkin and couldn't do anything for it. Ben Kindle now trying to power his way in on net. Couldn't do it. Wrapped up the boards here. Malkin shields the puck from the defenseman. Crosby now looking out in front for Brian Rust. Couldn't connect. Erik Karlsson stepping down low. Behind the net for Kindle. Now over to Karlsson. Up high, Crosby at the blue line. Karlsson now again cycling up near the blue line. His pass, great job there by Ben Kindle. But this time it's going to be cleared by the Predators again. Pass there from Erik Karlsson. Initially got tipped up in the air. Kindle swatting it out of midair to, I believe, Crosby below the goal line. But it was picked off and cleared. Penguins regroup now in their own zone. Now they come through center and into the zone. Rust trying to look for Gino behind the net. Picked off there by Stastny, the defenseman for the Predators, and it is knocked out to center once again. Back in quickly, but offsides is Evgeny Malkin. So a minute, 20 seconds just about on this power play, and the Pens could not really get set up. Good pressure by the Predators there, getting three clears. Now the second unit's going to come on here. Let's see if they can have any more success. Face off just outside the Predator zone, won by Kevin Hayes. Ville Koivunen in a cross-corner dump. Anthony Mantha to Kevin Hayes. Chris Letang back to Hayes. Down low, it's Mantha. Predators creating a wall, really, there to prevent a cross-zone pass, and it worked. They clear it again. Letang now to Tommy Novak. He comes into the zone. Former Predator Tommy Novak was acquired in that Michael Bunting trade I mentioned earlier. Puck is going to be picked off here, and oh no, we got a breakaway attempt. Erik Haula in on goal. Save made by Shalovs. Chris Letang trying to give a nice little chip pass there at the blue line. It was picked off, and Artie Party at the other end of the ice able to stop that attempt. Penalty is officially killed off by the Predators. Back into the pen zone comes Nashville. Philip Forsberg backhanding one through the slot. It's going to be taken over there by the Penguins. Ryan Shea, he blows a tire, takes Forsberg down with him. So the Predators are going to get the puck again here. But now it's the Penguins. No one really wanting to keep possession of the puck here. Shea to Wotherspoon. Here at center, Blake Lizotte hits Connor Dewar. He comes into the zone. Dewar behind the net. Man goes down hard back there. I think that was Blankenberg. And now here comes Brady Shea. Or excuse me, that was Miles Wood. Loses it. Penguins now, they send it back down deep into Nashville ice. Wrapped around the boards there by Saros. Picked off by Blake Lizotte. High slot. His shot padded away there by Saros. Another man goes down. That's Svechkov. Some Predators not keeping their footing here. Picked off here by Miles Wood at center ice. He goes down. No penalty called. Could have been a tripping penalty there, but referees keep their whistles around their necks. Out at center here, Ben Kindle tried to gain possession, but it's Ryan O'Reilly with it. Chips it behind the Pens net. Comes out in front there. Artur Shalov's tried to get a glove on it there, but couldn't corral it. Now it's in the corner. Crosby between the legs pass. Brian Rust trying to chip and chase here on Nick Perbix. He'll fend off Rust, get it to his D partner Shea. Luke Evangeliste out the center here. Ryan O'Reilly. Wonder if he stayed on sides there. I don't know, but anyway, it's the Penguins with it out to center here. In comes Crosby. Dropping it for Rust. And his feet couldn't handle it. Now, Ben Kindle, a shot there. Save made point blank by Saros and cleared again. Letang. Now to Shea. Picked off again there by the Predators. Blankenberg. Now his defense partner, Haig. And down in to Penguins ice there. Shea hit hard by Weisblatt. But good clear attempt by Shea. Evgeny Malkin now with it. Looking for Tommy Novak. He goes down in the corner, battling there with Stastny. Now it's McCarron over there. Picked off by Anthony Mantha from the high slot. Chris Letang, his shot off a skate and into the netting, out of play. Yet again, another long stretch of play there between these two teams without a whistle. Some quick change, fire wagon hockey right there. And already we are around 8 minutes left to go here in this first period. Moving quickly along here. 18 of you in here. Welcome to the live stream. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Share this live stream. Drop a comment in the comment section where you are tuning into this game from here on this Global Series Game 1 day. Also reactions. Who you think is going to score the first goal in this game? Why don't you get that in the comment section as well? Quick break again here during this commercial break. Going to grab a swig of water. Back here in a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Play resuming here in Sweden, and the Penguins, they're going to come back into the Predators zone here. Mantha for Evgeny Malkin, his shot again blocked. That time I think it was Haig getting a leg on it. Shots now 6-4 in this game in favor of Pittsburgh. Ryan Shea gathering the puck that was in his skates. Malkin chipping it along here for Tommy Novak, and up 3-on-3 comes the Penguins. Novak for Chris Letang waiting for a trailer. Throws it into the corner there looking for Kevin Hayes. Wrapped up the boards, and the Predators are going to backhand it out to center. Svechkov for Miles Wood. Drops it for a man. Shot on goal there. Not sure if Shalov saw it, but got his body on it. Michael Bunting with the attempt there. Now Stastny with it, moving on in, and a blocker save there by Shalovs up into the netting for a whistle. Great pass there by Svechkov to Bunting, and then a backhand feed there from Bunting all alone from the right hash mark. Stastny one-on-one with the goaltender Shalovs. Shalovs getting a blocker on it. Great play there by the Pens goaltender. Let's just hope that this game doesn't go into a shootout. That's all we can really hope. Seeing the replay there, that shot attempt from Evgeny Malkin did indeed get on goal. But UC Saros using his gut to stop that one. Face-off one here by the Pens to the right of Shalovs. Sent along the glass, and now it comes out of the zone finally. Fourth line out there for the Pens. Hard hit there in the neutral zone. I believe that was Connor Dewar laying the lumber. Puck comes up high here. Wilsby, the Swede. His shot attempt hits a man in the high slot. Never made it on goal. Now it's Michael Bunting there. 2 Penguins on him. Turns it over. Picked off by Connor Dewar. And away comes the Pens. Dumped in by Dewar. Soft corner. Dump there. Sidney Crosby. Look at that hit there on Stastny. Hell yeah, Sid. Now Ben Kindle in the corner there with Stastny doing battle. Sid there. Sends it along to his point man, but it was picked off by Bunting. He's just going to airmail this one softly into the Pen zone. Puck brought up here through the neutral zone. Dumped in. Takes a carom off the boards there. Goes to Saros. Now it's the Predators. Send it the length of the ice. In first on the puck there is Nashville. Evangelista. Now puck comes up high. Shot there by Perbix. A nice pad save there by Shalovs. The 6th shot on the game for the Predators. Trying to do some dangling out here at center ice. Flat-footed was Malkin, but it was picked off there by Forsberg. He and Carlson, they tie up there fighting for the puck. Puck comes loose now up to center here. Ben Kindle. Lost it there to Nick Hague. Able to make a move away from Kindle. Penguins now with possession. Letang across the neutral zone for Anthony Mantha. He spins back to Ryan Shea. Now Letang again with it. Tries another pass here. Tipped there by Evangelista. And out at center here, these two teams grappling for possession of the puck. The Predators get it. They dump it in. Puck was wrapped all the way around the boards, out to center again. Now it's sent back in again. There in the corner, Ozzy Weisblatt loses possession. Kevin Hayes gets a pass out to center here. Ryan Shea sends it around behind the net. Saros there plays it to his D-man. Great pass there away from Tomasino, and that springs the Predators the other way. McCarron, he gets taken down there by Ryan Shea. 2 big men meeting there. Now Hayes to Ville Koivunen. Koivunen in. Stops, peels back, looking for a trailer. Now sends it behind the net. Tomasino there, pinned up against the boards by Perbix. 2-on-2 scrum in the corner. Haula and Perbix for Nashville. Lizotte and Tomasino for Pittsburgh. Puck comes loose to Justin Barron, the defenseman. Now it's Steven Stamkos bringing it up through center. Stamkos makes a move there. His shot on goal. It's going to go off of the shoulder, I think, of Shalovs, or the stick of the defenseman, and out of play. Clock stops with 3:59 left to go here in the first period. Tons of action that spurt there between these two teams. 18 of you in here right now. So we are entering the last little bit here of the first period of play over there in Sweden. Did not mention this in the pregame open. Did not mention the Penguins inactives here this evening. Connor Clifton, of course, out of the lineup. The only other healthy scratch is Harrison Brunick. Now, Brunick, interesting decision coming up with him, 19-year-old right shot defenseman for the Penguins. He is now out today for his 4th straight game, and he has played all 9 of his tryout period games. So the Pens, they still have yet to make a decision if he is going to go back to his junior team or stay in the NHL. If I had to take a guess here, Brunick, I mean, the decision's got to be coming soon. I think at this point, if you haven't put him back in the lineup already, you really have all that much confidence in him to send him back to his junior team at this point, let him get some meaningful playing time. And by meaningful, I mean, if he stays here in Pittsburgh the rest of the year, right shot defenseman, you already got 2 elite right shot defensemen in Letang and Carlson, and he is not about to leapfrog those guys in terms of playing time. So I think Brunick at this point, out for the past handful of games, more likely than not going to be heading back to his junior team, the Kamloops Blazers, I believe, before too long. And of course, just real quick mentioning the Penn's injury situation right now. I mean, how much time you got here for me to give you the rundown on how many guys out with injury for the black and gold. The most notable being Rickard Rakell. Again, heartbreaks for him over there in Sweden, looking to play in front of, I'm sure, family and friends. Out for, I still think, at least a month with a broken hand. So wishing a speedy recovery to him. Penguins gain possession off of this defensive zone faceoff. It's quickly brought back into the Predator zone, but on their entry there, it's poked away, and the Predators' defenseman takes possession of it. This time it is going to be shot down the length of the ice here, and this puck goes out of play, I believe. Wilsby, the second of the 2 Swedes here on this Predators team, shot that puck, and I think it went off a stick and out of play. Puck is going to be dropped here at center ice. O'Reilly and Crosby tie up again. Crosby winning that face-off. It's taken here by Ben Kindle along the boards here, and an offsides call here as the Pens enter the zone. Kindle a bit confused, wondering who was offsides there. Shots now in this period, they have gone back in favor of the Predators, 7-6. First time they've had the shot advantage here tonight. Face-off is going to be, I think, won by O'Reilly all the way over to the Predators bench, but the Pens take it. Brian Rust looking for Crosby, crashing the net there, couldn't get it to him. Back into the Pen zone now comes McCarron. Pass over here. Shea, a shot in. That puck, I think it went off the stick of Erik Karlsson and just wide of the net. Now Karlsson brings it back up here. Ben Kindle looked for a slap shot, or at least a slap pass to Brian Rust. Puck rolled off of his stick. Now over by the Predators bench. Karlsson flinging one towards the net off the skate. Crosby back up high. Wotherspoon to Karlsson. Karlsson tried a soft pass there to Brian Rust, but it goes off a Preds player and back out the center. Now Karlsson brings it back in. Kindle up high here. Now it's Malkin. Stops. Over to Wotherspoon. His shot there off a body. Novak below the goal line. Now it's Kindle. Kindle cross ice here. Malkin a shot, and that, I think, might have been stopped by Saros. If not, it went off of a skate of a defenseman, and lucky that it did not ricochet into the net there. Nice chance again for Malkin. Could not score again. Back up quickly is Malkin. Cross zone pass again. Mantha, a shot out on top of the blue paint. Saros makes the save again. Pressure here from the Pens as this period now goes under 2 minutes. Puck is in the Pen zone for a moment here. Michael Bunting in the corner fights the puck away from Chris Letang. Now it is Wood bringing it out in front, powering his way to the net. Save made by Shalovs. Puck goes up in the air and over the net. Malkin now going to chip it out to Zenner. Now Mantha in on it, 2-on-1. Mantha trying to feed it for Tommy Novak in a great defensive play there. Not sure who that was for the Predators. It might have been Wilsby. Stops that 2-on-1 attempt for the Pens. Now it's Chris Letang with it in his own zone, loses possession of it. Weisblatt, his shot there just wide, maybe. Solov's got a blocker on it, and now we got a penalty here. Hang on. We got a penalty. It's going to be on Chris Letang here for high sticking. Weisblatt, as he let that shot attempt go, goes down. And my apologies, it's not a high sticking. They're calling a rough here on Letang. Weisblatt comes on in, and Letang just going for sort of a push there with his exposed right hand, catches Weisblatt up high. So roughing is going to be the call here. Letang doesn't like it. Pretty soft in my opinion too. Maybe a little bit of a flop job there by Weisblatt. He'll now watch this power play here for the Predators from the bench. Looks like Stamkos, Bunting, Marchessault, Shea, and I'm going to assume Philip Forsberg as the power play unit for the Predators. Yeah, it looks like it's Stamkos as the defenseman here. Cleared it off of this face-off by the Penguins down to Predators territory. 45 seconds left here in the period. So the Predators, they're going to have just about a full minute of power play time to begin the second. Again, the Predators trying to get set up here in the pen zone. Now puck is up high here. Blankenberg, the defenseman there. Shot on goal, I think, from Marchessault. Stopped by Shalovs. The rebound cleared away down the length of the ice again by the Pens, and those killers for Pittsburgh are going to get a change. 15 seconds now. Predators are going to try for one quick attempt here, but that's just about going to do it for their power play opportunity this period. And icing call here. Shalovs could not get it. Or Marchessault could not connect on the pass there. To the comment section, real quick, 2 commenters in here. Fred Oween, welcome, Fred. How are you watching the game? Here in Pittsburgh area, I am, Fred, so I'm getting it on the local Sportsnet Pittsburgh broadcast. I think the same thing is going to be going on down in Nashville. Face-off was won by the Predators, but they couldn't get it up ice. The the period coming to an end there in Sweden. Overall, I think a bit of a feeling out period for the Pens and Preds. I think the Penguins got more of the high danger scoring opportunities, and they had a nice little flurry there in the last 5 minutes, but that was washed away by the penalty. How I'm watching this game here locally on Sportsnet Pittsburgh, also it's watched locally down in the Nashville area off of their local broadcast. This game, however, I think can be watched on NFL Network, or on NHL Network, should you have it. Another comment here. Nell Hamp in here. Are the Penguins a good bet for this game? They're a good bet as long as the game doesn't go to a shootout, if you want my honest answer. They have been playing so far this year some good 5-on-5 hockey. It's sort of waned in the past couple of games, but their special teams units, they have been really good. The power play has been outstanding with Todd Nelson, new assistant head coach, running it. The penalty kill has been solid. They just killed off the rest of that period. They'll have about a minute to kill off to begin the second. So the Penguins a good bet for this game. I mean, don't come back at me if your bets don't hit here. But in this game, I think game 1 here will be a nice little get-right game against the Predators. We'll see, how Sunday's game goes once these two teams, get on the ice against each other for a second time. But those are my thoughts there, Nell Hamp. Take them for what you will. 20 of you in here right now. 21 of you in here now. First period of play in the books there in Sweden. Shots in that period. Penguins and Predators, they're tied at 8 apiece. I think the Pens have had more of the shot attempts. Predators leading in the hit department right now, 6-5. Both goaltenders doing their jobs up until this point. With that, first intermission underway. Going to take a quick break, and then we will be back here just before the beginning of the second period. So stay where you are right now, wherever you are watching this game one of the NHL's Global Series. Back here after the first intermission, a little bit before the second period. Stay where you are. Back in a bit. Before we do that, one last comment here from Army here. Need Erik Karlsson. The shot on goal. 2 shots on goal, that is. Well, I think that might be a pretty safe bet there. Karlsson has had a couple of shot attempts there that period. I think both got blocked. I'm not sure how many shot attempts he had actually, but Karlsson, he will get the puck on net, and if you want to really make sure that bet hits, let's see one shot wide to the right. Getting the Pens back on the power play here, that might give you a little bit of hope there. But Karlsson, he is not going to be afraid to be offensive, creative here in this game, and he's going to look to put on a show there in Sweden. So I like that bet for you there, Army. Herv Thibodeau here. You think the Steelers will go 9-8 this year? I mean, come on, Herv. It's a given at this point, especially now Steelers have lost, 3 of their last 4. In the 4, they have been pretty ugly games. So we'll see how it is on Sunday here. It might be a good get-right game for the Steelers offense. Hope you guys all join me back here. We will be live on Sunday for Steelers versus Bengals. You see the graphic right there. 4 games, 3 days of live streaming here on the channel. We'll be live tomorrow for some college football, Pitt, Notre Dame, and then doubleheader, Penguins, Preds, game 2, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, Steelers, Bengals, that you see here. So I hope you guys join me back for that as well. But yeah, 9-8, it's probably a given at this point, Herv. Doesn't matter who it is. It's always going to be the same thing with this team. And let's just hope that the rest of the division for the Steelers stays below them, though. I'm not holding my breath right now. The Ravens, they seem to be getting better. Army in here, thumbs up. And Nelhamp, great commentary. Appreciate it, Nelhamp. More of that commentary going to be coming your guys' way here once this first intermission expires here in a little bit. We'll be back right before the beginning of the second period. Stay where you are. Back here in a bit. More coming up from Stockholm, Sweden. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. First intermission over there in Sweden about to expire here in about 2 minutes or so. First period of play, quick recap of what went down there. Started off the game pretty well. They had a handful of chances in that first period, even though the shot total right now tied at 8 apiece. The Penguins did get, I think, the majority of the high danger chances. Artur Shalov's at the other end of the ice for the Pens back in their own zone. He's been doing his job, had a big breakaway stop there on a Penguins power play, so a good job from him. Erik Karlsson doing his best to put on a show there in Sweden, trying to generate a ton of the offense today for the Penguins. And sounds like it from what I'm reading here on Twitter, a pretty good hometown crowd for the Penguins. Multiple let's go Pens chants there that I saw that was being heard over there. Nothing after one, of course, is the score. The Penguins, they're going to need to kill off 59 seconds of a Predators power play carrying over from the first to the second period. Chris Letang being nabbed with a roughing call. Pens power play back to what they did that period. Really the first unit for the minute 20 seconds they were out there could not get set up whatsoever. Good job by the Preds on their penalty kill there. They pretty much created a wall to prevent those cross-zone passes for one-timers on the back door, sort of lining up three guys there to prevent anything through the middle of the zone there, keeping everything to the perimeter. Game about to come back on here to my right in a matter of moments. 18 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream. Please, on your way in, hit subscribe. Join the nice community that we are building here on the Steel City Sports Report. I would appreciate that very, very much. Also, why don't you drop a like, share this live stream so we can get more viewers in here, and leave a comment in the comment section. Already had a couple of commenters in here asking for thoughts on the game, and also asking what I think about a couple of bets that have been placed. And speaking of betting, FanDuel just Sportsnet Pittsburgh popping up a FanDuel parlay over there on the screen. Erik Karlsson and Philip Forsberg on this parlay. Karlsson for 1+ goals and Forsberg for 1+ second period shots comes in at a plus 904 bet right there. So obviously an all Swede bet right there. Join the ice here. Let's see if we can get any more. The heck, these benches look pretty odd there in Sweden. The water bottles on the backs of the benches. Sort of nothing in front of the players there. As a matter of fact, there's a pipe sticking out of the boards that the Pens sort of have to avoid when they go up and down the bench. First look I got at the bench there. That's quite interesting. Me real quick change the graphic here. Period number 2 about to begin. Chris Letang heads back into the penalty box. He feels shame. Army back in here real quick. Got 7 different various bets, so good luck on all of those, Army. Hopefully I will anything I say here commentating play, hopefully it means a bet of yours just hit. Try my best here. Top power play unit for the Predators is going to start again here. They have 59 seconds of time left on this man advantage. Connor Dewar, Blake Lizotte, Parker Wotherspoon, and I think Erik Karlsson are the killers out there right now for the Pens. Face off won by Lizotte, right back to Wotherspoon, and he is going to kill off around 10 seconds already, sending that puck the length of the ice. Dropping it back for Luke Evangelista is the Preds, and now he tries to chip it in. Picked off there by Wotherspoon again and sent down the length of the ice again. just like that to begin this second period of play. The Pens already killing off 29 seconds, and the Preds still have to even get possession in the Penguin zone. Now they do. Forsberg stopping there at the top of the circles, drops it back to Shea. Over here, moving on in, and a shot there from, I believe that was Ryan O'Reilly, blockered away, cleared down the length of the ice again by the Pens. 4 seconds, 3, 2, and 1. Chris Letang out of the box as the Preds dump it into the Penguin zone. Pinned up against the boards there is Connor Dewar. Falling down backwards awkwardly was Jonathan Marchessault. Now he has it there, a high slot on his backhand towards the net, and it went just wide there from 81. Marchessault again with the puck. Now it's Michael McCarron. Marchessault dropping it behind the net for McCarron. Coming out in front here, picked off there by Connor Dewar. He's been out there a while. Ryan Graves out to center. Blake Lizotte pinned up against the boards there, right where the two benches meet. And now Lizotte goes off for a change. Chris Letang, he's just going to find some open ice and fling it out that way to center. Puck thrown back into the Penguin zone there. McCarron throwing one on net from a sharp angle. Another shot from the point there. Save made by Shalovs. Nick Hague, 85-mile-an-hour slapper there. Handled cleanly by Shalovs for a stoppage of play. 18-12 on the clock here in the second period. Now maybe a look at one of the Pens' actual lines here, other than the penalty kill unit. The top line comes out here. Kendall Crosby and Rust. Matt Dumba paired up with Parker Wotherspoon here for the time being. Shot attempts in the game now. Preds up 20-13. The Penguins with 4 block shots. Face off, it's going to be won so clean by Eric Holla that it comes all the way back down to his own end of the ice, splitting the 2D man. And now the Preds are going to charge up ice coming in here. Shot from the blue line by Philip Forsberg. Looks like that might have gone off the stick of Ben Kindle and into the netting behind the goal. Some excellent speed there from Philip Forsberg, a lifer there, it feels like, in Nashville. Sidney Crosby going to take this face off. They pop up a graphic here. 34 points in 26 games against the Predators in his career for Crosby. Face off going to be here to the left of Shalovs. O'Reilly wins it. Now at the point there. Shot by Shea off of skating wide of the net. Up high again here. Perbix to Shea moving in. Glove save and a beauty from Artur Shalovs. Made sure to put some emphasis on that windmill glove save right there so that he can hold on to it. Another dangerous chance for the Predators, and Shalovs standing tall again. Out on top, even beyond the blue paint right there. Good save by Arturs. So far this year for the Penguin, Shalovs, not much to complain about him, other than he really not the goaltender you want in shootouts. But when he's between the pipes for 50 or 60 minutes of play, maybe even the additional 5 minutes of overtime, he has been pretty darn good for the Pens, minus, I think, his second start of the season back in October. Puck below the Penguins' goal here. Matt Dumba's going to send it up the boards looking for Tomasino, but it's picked off there by the Preds. Now Dumba stepping up at the blue line, putting a Pred on his ass. And the Pengs are going to take possession of it. That was Svechkov, I think, who Dumba sent down. Him or Holla, one of those two. Holla now with it, looking for a pass back to the point for Stastny. Getting a stick in there was Tomasino, now behind the net. Svechkov throwing one out front. Kicked back into the corner. Up high, Stastny. His shot on goal just wide. Koivunen trying to just airmail one out here to center. Getting a glove on it was Tomasino, and it's going to be touched up here by the Pens on a hand pass. So a stoppage of play here, and looking here at the replay, and that indeed was Dumba sending Svechkov down. Took a bouncing puck there. Svechkov at the blue line there, dumped it in, and maybe a little bit of an assist from Tomasino, his leg sort of tripping up Svechkov there, but it's a hit in the stat sheet. Nonetheless, Evgeny Malkin here does battle in the corner there with Steven Stamkos. Now puck sent behind the net again. Haula, shoulder check on Shea, trying to fend the puck away from him. Now Stamkos in the corner. Back behind the net, Marchessault there, picked off by Malkin. Now Letang. Penguins trying to get some sort of breakup pass set up here, and look at that. The wonderful game of hockey. Jonathan Marchessault putting big Evgeny Malkin down on a hit there against the boards. Low center of gravity to his advantage there. Anthony Mantha now coming back up ice there. Drops it for Tommy Novak. Novak shake and bake here. Still with possession. Up high. Shot by Letang towards the net. Off the skate of Crosby. Novak high slot holding. Now Shea. Flings it towards the net. Gloved away there by O'Reilly. Penguins still with possession of it. Ben Kindle. Back to Shea. Now Kindle. Looking for Crosby. Stick in there in the passing lane by the Predators. Back down to the Penguins zone goes the puck, but quickly sent back up for Kindle. Moving on in. Rust shot. That might have gone off the mask of Saros and into the corner. Now Evangelista. Looking for a man through center ice. Forsberg. Sort of going along the blue line there. Brought it back offside, so the Preds need to check up here. Brought out to center here. Carlson, he loses it. Great stick there by Parker Wotherspoon. And that sets up the Penguins here. Now they're offsides, and Brian Rust, he is not happy. Offsides called on the Penguins, and Brian Rust looked like he was about to get a hell of a shot attempt off on UC Saros. Fires the puck angrily into the boards. So some close chances there for both teams. Back to the comments section here real quick before this puck drops. Army in here again with his parlay here. Crosby, 1 goal. McCarron, 3 hits. Crosby, 1 goal. McCarron, 3 hits. Saros, 21 saves. Shilov's 22 saves. Blankenberg, shot on goal. Broberg, block shot. You're helping. Thanks, Broberg, for the Predators. Don't know. There's a Broberg on there. You have to put back in there a player there. Looks like the Penguins here, just a couple seconds after the faceoff, they're going to go to the power play here. Barron, the 7th defenseman active today for the Predators, he's going to go to the box for high sticking. And it is going to be a 2-minute minor. They were just checking Connor Dewar's face area there. And yeah, that is just being careless with the stick there for Barron. So the Penguins power play, they're going to get another chance here. Let's go, Army. Let's see if Erik Karlsson can get you one of your 2 shots on net here. And of course, as this face-off is going to be dropped, they highlight Karlsson, 308 career playoff points, or power play points, excuse me. Haula gets waved out for the Predators. Now McCarron leans in on the face-off here with Crosby. One bites it, and it goes through the skate of Karlsson and out to center. One cleanly by Sid, and with force, it goes all the way back down here to the Penguins' end of the ice, so a freebie clear for the Predators. Now Crosby into the Pred zone here, dropping it. Karlsson, slap pass to Rust. In front there, Ben Kindle just missed the tap home. I think one of the Predators players might have gotten their stick on Kindle's before he can get it on net. Karlsson now, he'll throw one to the net off the stick of Malkin and wide. Out to center here for Karlsson. Kindle back to EK. He comes into the zone here. Karlsson over to the wall for Kindle. Spinning one up high. Crosby to Malkin. Malkin looking across the zone there for Karlsson. It's going to go off a body and out to center ice. Karlsson again comes back in. Close to being offsides there, but they don't call it. Rust Around for Crosby, up high to Carlson. Back for Sid. Gino below the goal line. Looking for Rust. Knocked away there. Now Perbix behind the net. He's going to go here, and there's no penalty. Oh, my goodness. Perbix gets the clear attempt. The Preds enter the Penguin zone here. Brian Rust caught the follow-through. And now Crosby and Ryan O'Reilly with some pushing and shoving here. Ben Kindle, he just took the follow-through on that clear attempt from Perbix right in the face. He dropped immediately, and he is in some serious pain on the Penguins bench right now. Oh, my goodness. Perbix here, bouncing puck. It is a slap attempt, and it catches Kindle right on the right side of the face in the jaw area, and he is immediately going to head off the Penguins bench here. He's going to go back to the locker room area for some work. Damn. And another whistle here for the Penguins, their second unit on here. 33 seconds left on the power play. Kindle now not gone back to the locker room yet. He's standing just off the Penguins bench. He's off the bench, but he's in that a little open space there beside the bench. He's getting worked on by the trainer. Puck's going to be wrapped in down low here into the Predator zone. Ville Koivunen in the corner doing battle with it there. It's going to be aired out to center here and down to Penguins ice by McCarron for the clear. 10 seconds left. Penguins got to hurry for one charge up ice here with the man advantage. Tommy Novak trying to enter the zone. Great stick there by Eric Halla. Going to force Novak to wrap it around the boards. Mantha now. He sends it back behind the Predators' goal again. Ville Koivunen there. His centering pass off the skate. And it's cleared out to center. And now a breakaway. In on goal. Barron. Deep save made by Justin Barron. Or by Artur Shalovs. Whoo! The Penguins, they are very lucky that was a defenseman right there. Barron out of the box. No Penguin within 15 feet of him. He comes in slowly on Shalovs, goes for a backhand forehand move, and Artie stretching out the left pad makes the save and is able to get his glove back there to cover it. And this remains a scoreless game. What action right there on that power play attempt for the Penguins. Had at least one attempt there. Ben Kindle gets high sticked. No call. I think they're just going to... They think they just, left it to, hey, he was following through. And then the most dangerous chance of this game for the seventh defenseman, Barron, does not go. Wow. Army here. Blankenberg, block shot. Still waiting for Erik Karlsson to get that shot on goal. If he does actually get one on net, it's hard to tell if, once they get close to the goal, if it's Saros making a save or if it's going off a defenseman and wide. You'll have to let me know, Army, how your bet goes throughout the game here. Going to take a real quick break again here. Back in about 30 seconds. Penguins, Predators. More of it coming up here in a sec. Oh, my bad there, Army. The duality of Ryan Graves. Graves makes one mistake, lets Evangelista, dump it in and doesn't fend off Ryan O'Reilly, and then he prevents another pass. Sorry if I was muted there. My apologies. We'll not let that happen again. Anyways, the Predators, they clearly have the momentum tipped in their favor right now. Shots attempt. At one point, it was tied up pretty close. Now, the shots are in favor 16-9 in favor of Nashville. This period started out 8 apiece, and it has been all Nashville for the majority of this period. Good news is that, Ben Kindle's back for the Pens after taking that high stick, but can the Penguins please figure out a way to change momentum here? Like, we're still hunting for this elusive first goal here, but it's gonna get real bad real quick if they can't generate some chances the other way. Thomas Dowdy in here. Welcome, Thomas. Wish the NHL had a package like the NFL. This sucks not being able to watch. I apologize there, Thomas. Had someone earlier ask how I'm watching this game right now, and I'm watching it on the local feed for the Pittsburgh area. It's available on NHL Network as well. 9:05 left here in the second period. Predators are going to send it down here the length of the ice for icing. It's like Michael Bunting chasing after it with Erik Karlsson. Karlsson wins that foot race. Some fantastic attempts here for the Predators. Some they just generated by themselves. The others, the Penguins have given to them. But Artur Shalovs, he is doing his best to keep the Pens in this hockey game right now. Faceoff is going to be to the right here of UC Saros. Won by Sidney Crosby to Erik Karlsson. Karlsson, another shot attempt. And again, it goes off of a defenseman and wide. Army, I'm feeling a little bit bad here for your bet because Karlsson, he is trying his damnedest to get you a couple shots on goals here, but not being able to get it all the way on net here. Got another couple comments here. Dwanglish, welcome. Hey, Steel City, happy to tune in. Also, don't have the ability to watch at the moment. That's all right, Dwanglish. I hope my commentary here of what's going on to my right will give you a good picture as to what's happening. Off the face-off here, we got a 3-on-3 scrum here in the right corner for the Predators. Now they come out with it. Brought into the zone here by Stastny, the D-man. Tries to center it there. Off the stick, pops up in the air, and now maybe a chance the other way, but no. Bouncing, knuckling puck there. Crosby couldn't pick it up. Pens might have had numbers the other way if he can settle that puck down. Now Karlsson behind the net. Loses it to Ryan O'Reilly. Now Evangelista. Up high here. Perbix holds. Fires a slap shot there. Went off a stick and maybe off of Chris Letang into the corner. Now coming out with it. Forsberg in front of O'Reilly. Save made by Shelovs. Up high again, it's Perbix. Now to Shea. His shot deflected, save made by Shelovs. Evangelista. Up high, Perbix again, walking the line. His shot blocked and up into the netting. My goodness. Give a round of applause here for Artur Shelovs because he is being outstanding right now between these pipes for the Penguins, keeping them in this game. The Predators, they have some serious offensive mojo going right now, but Shelovs has kept them off the scoreboard. More comments here during this whistle. Thomas Dowdy again. I got ESPN and YouTube TV, so no NHL Network. Also at work, so I can't access freebie sites. Haha. Thanks for the play-by-play. As always, Dowdy. Appreciate you for tuning on in. To all of you in here, 21 of you in here, if you're new here to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Shot here from the point from Parker Wotherspoon. Pens with the puck in the Pred zone now. Fourth line of all lines generating some time here. Now Kopanen. Lizotte tried to get a shot off. Blocked away there by Stastny. Giving an extra shot to the back of Lizotte was Stastny there. Now Lizzo with it. Stastny steals away his pass attempt and will get it out to center. Ryan Shea from his own zone here. Pass for Koponen goes off of Lizotte back into the Penguin zone. Wotherspoon in the corner. Tries to airmail one out. Glove down there by Bunting, but that might have helped the Pens. Into the zone comes Lizotte. Looking for Tommy Novak. Had a man draped all over him. Now the puck is going to go off a stick and into the crowd. So face-off coming in the Predator zone here. Shots now. The Preds doubling it up. 18-9. All Nashville this period so far. And we got 6:44 left to go. The Pens have had one shot this period. Just one. 360 Duncan here. Great game, Crosby. Can you put the live video on the corner, please? Unfortunately, there I cannot. I've been nipped in the butt even for just, having some audio from the TV getting picked up by the NFL in the past. So, fortunately, I do not have the ability to put the game on the bottom corner right now. Got a battle here behind the Predators' net, fending off two Penguins. There was Haig. Now it comes to Malkin, alone behind the net. Throws it in front and it goes in! Evgeny Malkin! He's going to get the first goal of the game. To those of you in here right now, I'm going to give you a warning. If you got earbuds in, might want to turn your volume down right now. The Penguins, they put in the first goal of this hockey game. In one of the more unorthodox ways to get the game's first goal, Evgeny Malkin from behind the Predators' net just stayed there after a battle with Haig, gets the puck back, throws it to the front of the net. It goes off the stick of Michael McCarron, off the back of the helmet of UC Saros, and into the net. As pinball of a goal as you will see this season, and the luck of the puck goes in favor of the Penguins there to get on the board first today. Wow. Immediately back into the Predator zone comes the Pens. In the corner again, we got a battle here. Looks like we got Perbix and I think that's Stastny for the Predators doing battle with Billy Koivunen and Kevin Hayes. That puck, it is jammed into that scrum tight right now. No one's coming loose with it quite yet. And now it finally goes to the other corner. Philip Forsberg sends it behind the net again for Barron. Barron trying to get it up the boards. Now it does to Forsberg. Out to center here. Nice move there by Miles Wood, but loses the puck. Koivunen looking for Erik Karlsson. Picked off there by the Predators again. Out at center ice with it. Miles Wood coming up the middle. Drops it for O'Reilly. Back to Wood. Circles behind the net. Wood looking for Perbix, the defenseman. It goes off of someone and back out to center. Back checking here and stealing the puck away from O'Reilly was Crosby. Now leaves it for Wotherspoon. Middle of the ice and a dump into the corner here is Erik Karlsson. And now the Predators, they steal it away. Maybe a chance the other way. Marchessault with speed up the boards. Great back check there by Brian Rust, fends him off. Now alone, high slot. Perbix, his shot off of the leg of Letang and wide. Shea now. He tries to chip it along. Evangelista gets a piece of it. Shea will have to regroup. Sends it to his partner, Letang. Out to center here, Brian Rust. Puck was knocked away from his reach. Behind the net again. Shalovs came out to play it, and the Predators came away with it. Almost a vacated net opportunity there for Nashville. Now from the face-off dot, Evangelista, his shot blocked again. Maybe getting a piece of that with Shalovs. Hard to tell there. Tons of bodies in front of him. Now Shea up the boards here. Lizotte sidesteps a check attempt from Evangelista. Another one there, but looking for a trip there. Nothing called there on Willsby. Lizotte dancing through the neutral zone there. Might have been a penalty there. Penguins bench certainly thought there was one, but no call. Lizotte still out there, dumps it in, rubbed off there on the boards by, I think that's McCarron again. Puck comes out to center here. There with it is Dumba, backhanding it, looking for Unikopinen to Lizotte. Lizotte dropping it for Kopinen. Back down low. Lizotte and Dewar, they collide. But Lizotte keeps possession of it. Up the boards here. Ryan Gray stepping up. Puck gets past him, and now into the pen zone comes the Predators. Weisblatt, he's spun down to the ground. Gets the puck back from McCarron. Weisblatt behind the net. Gets away, still controlling. Tries to look for a point man. Blankenberg just going to send it back down below the goal. Picked off there by Graves. Up here, Kopinen waits for it. Now to Dewar. Dewar, soft backhand into the corner. Evgeny Malkin there, pressuring Shea. Shea with it. Gets it back out to center there, picked up by Wood. Wood. Now to Forsberg. Forsberg, spinorama backhander towards the net. Didn't have much mustard on it. Pens get it back out to center. Now, I believe that is Svechkov. He'll just toss it in on net softly. It'll be covered there by Shilovs in another stoppage of play. My goodness. Tons of action there. But Evgeny Malkin, the first goal of this hockey game out of this period, which has been all Preds pretty much. That one glimmer of offense for the Pens results in them getting the first goal of this hockey game. Some reactions to that goal. Thomas Doughty, he's excited, as is, I'm trying to pronounce your name. I'm just going to call you Ilvar. I'm going to call you Ilvar there. Ilvar is excited, about time. Pittsburgh smelling blood. Well, it's the Predators smelling blood, but it's one of those memes. It's one of those memes where it's like, call an ambulance, but not for me. That's what the Pens play has pretty much been this period. 5 minutes in a second. We're below the 5-minute mark now. We got 2:20 left to go here in this period. Giving some love for Latvian goaltender Artur Shilovs. He has been outstanding here this period, especially in this game, really. Standing on his head, keeping the Pens still trying to, just survive this period in this hockey game, and somehow they have a lead. Would not have guessed it. Predators with 18 shots. The Pens with just 10. 2 shots this period. Hits also in favor of the Predators, 10-7 right now. Pens do have the more block shots, though, 8-6. They're up in that department. Update on the Evgeny Malkin goal. 1 assist on that goal. It was Matt Dumba who, after that scrum behind the Predators' net, puck came up the boards. Dumba sent it back down to Malkin behind the net. And he's the one getting credited with the assist. So Dumba back in the lineup for the first time in quite a while. Gets a point. Good for him. Face off to the right of Shilovs here. One back to the point. Barron looking to shoot it. Decides just to throw it behind the net. Now the puck comes up high for Haula. Blocked there by Koivunen, and the Preds are going to lose possession of it. Puck came out. They dumped it back in quickly, and now Erik Karlsson will bring it out from behind his own net. Karlsson looking to go coast to coast. Karlsson thrown off goal there. Oh my goodness. That was a sneaky attempt there from Karlsson from a sharp angle. Shot off of Saros, goes off the skate of a Predators defenseman and just wide. Almost another bank goal for the Pens. There's one of your shots on goal there, Army. Keeping tabs of that. Now the puck is back in the pen zone here in the corner here to Shilov's right. Now it's behind the goal here over Forsberg on the wall. Forsberg, his sharp angle shot. Not sure who that hit, but it goes back into the corner here. Tomasino does battle with him there. Koivunen gains the red line, dumps it in here, but we got a whistle here. Looks like it might have gone off of someone on the Pens bench. Another look here at Erik Karlsson. Vintage EK65 right there, coast to coast, and pretty much perfectly lateral there with the goal line. Sharp angle shot on Saros, and it just went about a foot and a half wide of the net off the Predators defenseman there. Going to have an icing here by the Penguins right off the face-off in the neutral zone. 1:06 left remaining here in the second period. Another comment here. Pittsburgh having some problems shooting the puck. They've just been having problems, getting long-term offensive zone time in general. Even on the power play, it's been a bit of a struggle to sustain some pressure in the O zone here today. Predators doing a good job really being aggressive attacking the puck carrier. Pens are going to need to make some adjustments to alleviate some pressure on Shilovs here heading into the third period. Face-off. They did not call it an icing. They might have made a mistake there. Face-off was at center ice. Predators with possession of it. Shea trying to chip it along here. Picked off by Ben Kindle. Kindle stopping, waiting for a trailer. Looking to feed Crosby there. Great stick by Shea. Picks it off. Behind the net now, the Predators have it. Perbix to Brady Shea. Tipped by a Predator player into the Penguin zone. In front here, Forsberg a shot. Great save again by Shilovs. Cross corner dump here for the Pens. Crosby and Haig, they do battle there. Haig comes away with it. Coming up through the middle of the ice is Blankenberg. Blankenberg tries to chip it along there, but stick there by Matt Dumba sends it up into the crowds. Clock stops here with 13.8 seconds on the clock here. Dwenglish in here. Damn, Shilovs got picked up yesterday in my fantasy league. Honestly, that's probably a good pickup right there. Haven't really managed my fantasy hockey team too well like that. Got one fantasy hockey league. I got like 8 fantasy football teams. Face off here, and I would love to tell you guys what's happening there. There we go. Sportsnet Pittsburgh, the local feed. The screen went black there for a second. Battle against the boards, clock at 3-2-1, and that is going to be the end of the period. So some more board battles there as the clock winds down, and at the end of 2, the Penguins somehow, and honestly, not sure where that ranks up there with some of their other losses. That might be one of the worst periods played this season by the Penguins. At least from an offensive standpoint, by far. Just think 2 shots that period. Yeah, 2 shots to 12 that period. And yet somehow it's the Penguins with the 1-0 lead. So that is very, very crazy right there. More comments here. Army, 4 different shots, all off target there. Monitoring Erik Karlsson's shot total here today. It's not for lack of trying. Karlsson pretty much has been throwing everything he can at the net, looking for a shot on goal, a stick, a warm body in general to try to get a bank off of. So maybe it's coming here, Army. I'm hoping so. 20 minutes of play left to go. Let's see if he can get that second shot for you. 20 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream. Second intermission now underway. Going to take another quick break here during this intermission. We will be back a little bit before the beginning of the third period. Hopefully the Pens can figure some things out, get the puck in the Predators' end of the ice more often. Back here in a minute, right before intermission ends. We'll be back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second intermission over in Stockholm, Sweden. Game 1 of the 2025 NHL Global Series between the Penguins and Predators is about to wrap up. And it's really a tale of two periods for the Penguins. First period, they, had some decent chances against the Predators. Artur Shalovs did his part. Pens had a couple of power play opportunities, but I think they had fairly the more high danger scoring opportunities. Then the second period, it was all Nashville. Penguins were outshot in the second period 12-2. But somehow, some way, amid the Penguins' possible worst period of the season, somehow they are the ones that came away with the goal of getting Malkin. Another goal on the season for him behind the Predators' net, able to throw it out to the front of the net, goes off the stick of Michael McCarron, off the back of the helmet of UC Saros and into the net. So that's where we stand right now. It is 1-0 after 40 minutes of play, 20 minutes of play coming up here right around the corner. 20 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream. Please hit that subscribe button on your way into the stream right now. Also, leave a like, share this live stream, leave a comment in the comments section. Thoughts, questions, opinions, reactions to what has gone on in this game so far. Would love to hear from you in there. Already heard from a couple of different people in the comment section so far. Thomas Dowdy, nice person named Army, who's watching some bets of his. Dwanglish been in there as well. Another Ilvar in here as well. Comment section right now. Army talking about Erik Karlsson, who he, amidst his many bets, needs to get another shot on goal in this one, not for lack of trying. He has to have the most ice time by far. Let me see if I can find that out here. Army, Erik Karlsson, time on ice. Karlsson's up to 15 minutes and 53 seconds of ice time, so just about 16 minutes of ice time in 40 minutes of play. The next closest ice time on the Penguins, I think you're looking Chris Letang's way at 14:38. So Karlsson does have the advantage there. For the Predators, their leading ice time guy is going to be, I think, Nick Hague with 14 minutes, 13 seconds. So yeah, Karlsson, he is in the lead by quite a bit, like you say there, Army. Just a couple of things came across during the break. For those of you in here that are also Pittsburgh Steelers followers, we'll be here live on Sunday after the Penguins game. We'll be live for the Penguins game Sunday, and then after we'll be live for the Steelers game as well. The Steelers today, just 45 minutes ago, releasing their final injury report heading into their game with the Bengals. Got 3 guys who are out, 2 guys who are questionable. Alex Highsmith dealing with a pec issue. Darius Slay still in concussion protocol, and Cole Holcomb still trying to come back from his illness. Those 3 gentlemen are all out. So Holcomb's going to miss another game at inside linebacker. You're going to have James Pierre, I guess, and Brandon Eccles filling in for Darius Slay as the other starting corner opposite Joey Porter Jr., because I don't believe that they are going to elevate Asante Samuel from the practice squad quite yet. And filling in for Alex Highsmith, again, you're going to be relying on Nick Herbig and Jack Sawyer. So those 3 gentlemen, they are out. Questionable for Sunday's game will be Isaac Seumalo. Did not practice today as he's still monitoring pec injury. And Corey Trice Jr., who's still on IR, he's questionable. 3 days of not practicing for him. I doubt he goes. So that's the other big news we are looking at for today as relating to the football team. Here we go. Third period is underway there in Sweden. Puck is immediately going to come below the Predators' goal line there. Fighting for it was Ben Kindle and company, but it comes loose to the Nashville Predators. Trying to get it out is Nashville. Crosby keeping it in. Now it finally comes back out to center. Scooped up there by Philip Forsberg. Dancing on Erik Karlsson. Forsberg looking for Evangelista. Couldn't get it to him. Now comes the other way, Rust. Looking for Crosby. Puck goes behind the net. Goes by Kindle. He couldn't get to it. And now the Preds are going to wrap it up the wall here. Erik Haula just going to be able to get it out to center before Chris Letang slaps it back in. UC Saros able to slow that dump in as it came behind his net. And now the Predators, they're just going to airmail it again down to Penguins ice here. Chris Letang, he's going to fling this one all the way down. And yes, it's going to be icing. Wondered if a Penguin could have gotten to that or if a Preds player might have touched it. But no, it's going to be icing here. So face-off coming up near Arturs Shalovs. Another comment here about Shalovs. Hope Shalovs will have more time than he had in Vancouver. He already is getting a hell of a good look here with the Penguins. Knew that he was probably going to be the guy along with Tristan Jarry out of training camp, and he impressed in the preseason, impressed in the first, handful of games of the season. I mean, he was a pretty surprising opening night starter against the New York Rangers back on October 7th, and he shut him out in that game. So Shalovs, he has been steady Eddie for the most part here with the Penguins, and you're talking about him getting a fair chance. Well, he is going to get every chance that he could possibly ask for here. Tristan Jarry going to be out at least 2 more weeks with injury for the Pens. So it is Shalovs' net to lose right now. They do have Sergei Murashov, who I believe is going to be the eventual starter for the Penguins someday. But Shalovs right now, he's got command of the crease. Can he keep it? We'll find out. Predators back into the Penguin zone here. 2 minutes gone here in the third period. Shot attempt from the point there goes off of, I think, Chris Letang. And Evgeny Malkin's going to get it back out to center, but back in quickly comes Nashville. Swinging behind the net is the Hague defenseman. Shot on goal there goes wide. Letang wrapping it up the boards again, and now we got a stoppage of play here. And it looks like they said the puck went up into the netting, so we'll have a whistle here. Getting a look on the board, on the screen there at Steven Stamkos huffing and puffing after his latest shift. 49 points in 47 games against the Penguins does Stamkos in his career. Of course, did most of that as a Tampa Bay Lightning. Puck at center ice here. Una Kopanen's going to dump it in for Pittsburgh. Barron behind his own net, backhanding up. The boards goes past everyone and back down into the pen zone. Ryan Graves there to retrieve. Backhanded to Matt Dumba, and he's going to send it down the length of the ice again. No icing, so it must have gone off a Predator stick. Back up through the neutral zone. Hague leaves it for one of his defense partners. I think that is Blankenberg. Now it's Kevin Hayes backhanding one to Ryan Graves through center, so dumping in. UC Saros stopping it behind his own net. Comes up the boards here. Out at center now, Ozzy Weisblatt. Can't stay on his feet there. Goes down, trying to dump the puck in, pass it. I don't know what Weisblatt was doing there. Just sort of went down like Bambi on ice. Now it's Perbix out at center with it. Weisblatt with the puck again. Gets it back to Perbix. Now Brady Shea. Cross ice pass there, looking for, I believe that might have been Miles Wood there, couldn't connect. Now back into the Pred zone comes Penguins. Drop pass from Crosby looking for Wotherspoon, can't go. Now coming back in here comes the Predators. Shot, and did that go in? Hang on here. Oh my goodness. I think Luke Evangelista shot that puck. Shalov's got a piece of it. Did that go through? Their play on here. We're going to be on the keeping an ear out here for the horn, because I'm not sure if that went in or not. That definitely got past Shelov's. Puck is back down in the Pred zone. They come back up ice again. No horn blew yet in the arena there, so I wonder if they're just going to let him go here. You got to be looking at it right now, not seeing anything. Wow, can't wait to see the replay of that one. The Predators players, they almost stopped like they scored a goal. The graphic there up in the corner here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh showed a goal. But they're playing on still. Now 5 minutes have gone by here in the third period. Evgeny Malkin trying to get it out of the zone, kept in there by Stastny. Letang with it to his D partner Shea behind the net. Ryan Shea waiting for his teammates to get fresh troops out there. He and Letang playing catch right now. Now Shea gets it out to the neutral zone. Evgeny Malkin is going to backhand it in. Saros behind his net. Plays it along here. Up the boards. It comes to Ryan Gray. Shot on goal. Change of direction. And it went wide. Bringing it back up now. Again, it's Miles Wood. Massive forward. Former New Jersey Devil. Puck loose here around the Pens blue line. And with speed, here comes Blake Lizotte. Down the boards. Lizotte stopping up. Takes a heavy check there by McCarron. And the puck will get sent back down to Pittsburgh territory. Matt Dumba now sends it back up quickly again, looking for Lizotte. He's been everywhere this shift. Now it's Connor Dewar with it. Dewar trying to feed it to Dumba, loses it, and now the Predators could have had a chance to go 2-on-1 there, but great job by Una Koppanen, and he finishes a check. Nice work there by 15 in black and gold and white. Behind the net, Barron touches it along for Wilsby. Wilsby all the way up to the red line here. Philip Forsberg, nice drop pass here, moving in, looking for Weisblatt, picked off, and now here comes the Pens. They got a 3-on-1 the other way. Carlson holding, throwing it, goes off the stick, or the skate, excuse me, of a sprawled out Wilsby. Last man back on defense. I think it might have been Koivunen and Tomasino who was with Carlson. EK couldn't get it to any of them. Chris Letang now with the puck. He's going to stop behind his own net. Wait for his group to get set up. Marchessault pressures him into getting rid of the puck. Now it's Ben Kindle. Kindle to Crosby. Kindle goes down. Crosby a dump in. Goes off of a broken stick down there to the left of Saros. Crosby gets it here. High slot. Brian Russ. Backhander. Save made. But it got by. Saros loose there. Kindle's shot wouldn't go. UC Saros, he had me fooled. He looked like he had that puck pinned against his chest with the glove, but it must have squirted on by him and by one of the posts. Pass here to Crosby across the blue line, goes off of his stick and into the bench. My goodness. What action here. Look again. Oh, it was a double doink. I was waiting for them to show that replay. A double metal hit for Luke Evangelista. His shot goes off the crossbar, off the far post, and it stays out. Great call on the ice by the ref. And the Penguins, they avoid a major problem right there. Wow. Still somehow, out of the craziness of the past couple of minutes, it's still somehow 1-0 Pittsburgh. 15 of you still in here. Most of you have been here for most of this game. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you guys, again, come back here tomorrow for the number 22 ranked Pitt Panthers against the number 9 ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We'll be live for that college football game tomorrow. We'll also be live Sunday morning for Penguins Predators game 2 over there in Sweden, followed by the Steelers and Bengals later that afternoon on Sunday. A couple more comments here. 2 new people here in the comments section. Jared White is Miles Wood good. No, not in, terms of the grand scheme. You go by average NHL players. He's probably average, maybe slightly above. But Miles Wood, back when he was playing for the Devils, he always played outstandingly well against the Penguins, and that has carried over here to the Predators. He's had a couple chances to generate some offense here today, and this one here, so dumb that I can't watch the game on ESPN. I apologize. I cannot watch the game on ESPN. Only way to watch this is if you are in the Nashville or Pittsburgh areas and you have the local feed, or on NHL Network. That's the only ways legally that you can watch this game right now. But I hope my commentary is sufficing all of you right now. Penguins with possession of it off the face, off to the right of Saros. Evgeny Malkin going behind the net all the way up to the point. Now it's in the corner for Letang. Letang down low looking for Malkin or Anthony Mantha. Puck got to neither of them, and now the Predators bring it back in. Eric Halla, chip and chase. Hard hit on Letang. He goes hard into the boards. Hopefully Tanger's all right. Gets back up and plays on. A couple of Predators go down in front of the Pens net there. Connor Dewar, he's going to backhand it in. Takes a heavy check there from Nick Hague into the short boards there in front of the bench. That could have been scary. Puck back into the corner here to the left of Shilovs. It's going to be skied out to center ice here by, I think that was Connor Dewar. Matt Dumba with it now. Passing for Kopanen, tries to chip it along there, but it goes into the Predators bench for another whistle. Get a look here again at this hit from Eric Halla. Chris Letang goes down. Looks like that hit wasn't as vicious as it initially seemed. Thought Letang might have smacked his face off the glass, but turns out to be all right. Another interesting thing here in this hockey game, the video tablets, or I guess the video screens to see the replays of what goes on. They're not in the benches themselves like they are back in America. They're sort of to each side of the bench. So seeing tons of players look to the end of the bench. Coming in, here comes the Preds. Shot on goal by Wilsby. That is an easy stop. 99 times out of 100 by Shilovs. He'll cover it up. 11:06 left to go here in this third period of play. Still the shot total overwhelmingly in favor of the Predators. 23-12 right now. Face off one back to the point here. McCarron couldn't handle it in the zone there. UC Saros going to play it along here. Up come the Predators. Shot on goal from Stamkos, sticked away by Ryan Graves. Billy Koivunen doesn't know the puck's in his feet. Goes back into the corner. Matt Dumba chips it back. Very dangerous pass there to Ryan Graves. Graves now slowly coming up through center ice. Backhands it along for Kevin Hazen. He'll chip it in. Pens looks like they're going for a dump and chase type method here, trying to kill off some clock. The Crosby line's going to come back on. Erik Karlsson in the corner. Rubbed off there by Philip Forsberg. Swede on Swede crime. Karlsson plays it up here for Brian Rust's nifty chip along here for Crosby. Crosby backhanding one. Goes behind the net. Kept alive there by Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon again. Throws it down low. Rust lets it go. Crosby up high to Karlsson. Rust with Kindle down there. He has it. Rust again. Pressured by two Predators, loses possession, and here comes Nashville up ice again. Brady Shea gains the red line, dumps it on in. Crosby sending it back behind his own net this time. Nice play there by Wotherspoon. Getting it to Rust, and he'll dump it in, and that puck is going to go off the glass and ride all the way up into the netting. So, odd stoppage of play there on that dump in. 9:31 left to go here in the period. Penguins trying to hold on to the narrowest of leads. Going to take a quick break. Still 1-0 Pens, back here in a couple of seconds as the third period is going to reach its most quick, crazy portion. We'll be back here in a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Face-off here, it's going to be held at center ice, and it is won by the Penguins. Sent along here by Ryan Shea. Missing the tip attempt was Tommy Novak. It's going to be icing here against the Penguins. 9:21 left to go in this hockey game, and the Penguins, despite reaching, nearly being doubled in the shot category, still with the 1-0 lead right now. Face-off is going to be to the right here of Arturs Shalovs, won by Genny Malkin, but now it is Tommy Novak bringing it up ice. Anthony Mantha chipping it along for Novak. It's just going to be whistled here dead by UC Saros. He's going to get a glove on top of it. Wonder if they'll count that as a shot on goal, because Penguins, they haven't had too many solid opportunities to shoot the puck at UC Saros since the first period. They have been outplayed for a good chunk of this game, but Evgeny Malkin, that throw to the front of the net, going off of a couple of things, that's the difference maker right now. Malkin with it out at center. Tommy Novak, he just took a big hit there from Nick Blankenberg and loses the puck. Eric Halla swings it in behind the Pens net. Ryan Shea going to chip it out to center there. Tommy Novak maybe trying to, cherry pick a little bit there. Couldn't have the puck get to him. Right? Arturs Shalovs behind his own net. Plays it along for Ryan Shea in tight quarters. Now Connor Dewar. They'll chip it into the Pred zone. Sent out here to center ice. Fedor Shvechkov there picks it off. Now bringing it up here, and no penalty on the play there. A man went down for the Predators, but we play on. Stastny up the boards here. Hard hit there on Svechkov by Matt Dumba. Along the boards with it here. I think that might be Miles Wood. Thrown to the net there. Arturs Shalovs makes the save. A stick goes airborne. That is Blake Lizotte without a stick right now. It's in the corner. I wonder, did his stick get just pitchforked out of his hands? Went all the way up in the air into the netting. And now Lizotte's going to head off here for a new stick at least. Crosby comes on. Puck was back out at center there, but the Preds send it back in. Ben Kindle in the corner trying to move it up the boards even more. Couldn't do it. Now we got Koppanen. He can't get it out. In the corner, Ryan Graves and Adam Willsby got 3 Predators and 3 Penguins below the goal line right now fighting for the puck. Comes up high to Ryan O'Reilly. Now Brady Shea, that's Blankenberg. His shot there goes wide. Tipped in front off the boards, and Shalovs is able to get a glove on it for the whistle. 7-11 now left in this game. Artie Party keeping a watchful eye on that puck right now. 16 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream. Winding down here in this game 1 of 2 in the NHL Global Series between the Penguins and the Predators. 623 subscribers here on the channel. We gained 1 new subscriber since we have been here this evening. Thank you to that awesome new subscriber, whoever you are. Unfortunately, I cannot see who that is. Face off 1 to the left of Shalovs by the Penguins. Up ahead comes Crosby and Ben Kindle. In the corner, Crosby takes a hit to feed it along to Kindle. Now Crosby, Rust, and Kindle back there. Crosby coming out in front of his backhand shot. I think getting a shoulder on that was Saros. Puck comes back around the boards here, and it goes into the Predators bench for a whistle. Had all 3 Penguins forwards in the corner there, and Crosby, his backhander, I think that went off of the blocker of Saros, and then Brian Rust, the puck went off the blocker of Saros, and Brian Rust, as the puck was in the air, tried to punch at the puck to get it into the net. Maybe trying to get the shaft of his stick on it. I don't know, but A for effort there for Rusty. Seeing different weird faces there for Artur Shalovs. Okay. Face-off won by Crosby, but it is going to be whistled here. Crosby won that face-off. It went off the leg of the referee, back to Erik Karlsson, and Sid maybe a little perplexed by it. Wonder if the referee said the puck didn't hit the ice, or if he blew it dead because it hit off of him. Now Ben Kindle steps in for the face-off, and he wins it. Great job there by the 18-year-old. Brian Rust moving down the boards here. Shot on goal, stopped by Saros, and the net will pop off its moorings to stop play anyways. So the Penguins now, that's their 14th shot of the game. Wonder why the net came off there so easily. The comment section here. THP just got off work. Be back at midnight. But what's up? What's going on there? THP live for some Penguins hockey today, and letting the fine people in here. Most of them new. THP, you are the first of the regular crew that's here on the normal to pop in here today. So welcome, THP. Lots of new people in here. See how many subscribers we can get before the end of the live stream here today. Predators gain possession in their own zone. They come back up 3-on-2, but Forsberg and O'Reilly get tangled up. Now it's Brian Rust with it. Backhand pass. Here comes Crosby into the zone. Crosby on his backhand shields the puck away from Shea. Behind the net up high, Shea. Now it's Karlsson moving on in. Karlsson, save made by Saros, and he is going to grab the jumping rebound there. So there it is, Army. Not sure if you're in here. Not sure if you're in here, though. Erik Karlsson, at least his second shot of the game right there. He just got it there, Army. So there you go. Not sure how the rest of your bet's going, but Karlsson just got his second shot of the game. Also, Army, I'm seeing you put some things in the comments section. I hope everything is all right if that is real. Glad to have you back here, Army. Now quickly back into the Penguin zone. Stamkos tried to hit someone on the back door, got tipped just wide. Back into the Predator zone. Tomasino behind the net. Saros plays it along to Stamkos. Stamkos from his own corner. Interference there. There's no interference call? Someone just got leveled for the Penguins down there trying to get after Stamkos. No penalty call. They're not going to call that, then the whistles, they better be swallowed here by these referees. Up high, Haig fakes the slap shot. Now he gets it on net, and whoo. Lucky that puck went off a body and wide because Artie was swimming in his net. Swimming in his goal crease there. Puck pinned up against the boards here. Oh no, top of the circle, shot on goal here. And great block there by Ryan Shea. Now Marchessault over here. Save made by Shilovs and Koivunen. He is just going to ice this puck, and that was needed. Oh boy. There were about 3 different chances there in the span of 20 seconds for the Predators. And Artur Shilovs, he stood tall. A couple of high danger chances. One for Nick Hague, one for Eric Halla on a drive-by tap-in attempt. And the latest there, I believe that was from Jacob Marchessault. Now Evgeny Malkin, he'll lose this draw to Ryan O'Reilly. Coming out from the corner, it's Evangelista up high to Stastny. Now down near the goal line, moving on and looking for a centering feed. Not sure who that was for the Predators. Up high, Stastny again. His shot save made by Shilovs. Now the puck, it's going to come back out to center here. Pens might be able to get some guys off. Ryan Graves going to wrap it around behind his own net there. Picked off by the Predators behind the own net. Wood. Up high to his D-man. It's offsides. Oh, boy. I think that was Evangelista sent it up high to Justin Barron, the 7th defenseman here today. And he just lets the puck barely go offsides. Whew, my goodness. Army here. Yes, that was Erik Karlsson's second shot. Indeed it was. $17 left in here right now. We're now in our final commercial break here for this hockey game. 4:21 left to go. You got to wonder when UC Saros is going to be coming here for the extra attacker. These Predators, they have been close as close can be here in this game today. But no cigar. It'll be a absolutely insane outcome if the Penguins are able to walk away with the win here. And Artur Shilovs, he's going to be the guy credited with the most contributed if they can get this done. 20 of you in here right now coming down to the wire in game 1 over there in Stockholm, Sweden. To those 20 of you in here right now, if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button on your way in. Leave a comment in the comment section, your thoughts and feelings on this game going on right now to my right. See, and now the Penguins officially posting a video here of the Let's Go Pens chants going out there in Sweden. And remember, the Penguins, they are the away team here in this one. Looking here if there's anything else going on here. Coming back from commercial break now. The home stretch here. Let's see if the Penguins can finish this one off. Predators, of course, with possession off the face-off again. Michael Bunting in the corner, picked off by Anthony Mantha. He comes out to center there, tried to get it by Nick Hague, couldn't do it. Losing his footing was Miles Wood, gives the puck back to Dumba. Dumba looking for a pass to Tommy Novak. Picked off. Passing not the cleanest here by these teams right now. At Dumba chipping it along here for Evgeny Malkin. Now he knocks it along. Tommy Novak in a foot race here with Blankenberg. Blankenberg goes down, but Novak couldn't get it past Miles Wood, who is back checking as well. Now Nick Hague with it. Came over to Nashville in the offseason. He starts up ice now. Pass here. Then coming into the zone. I think that's Bunting. with speed, bunting around behind the net. Now he lost possession of it. Back into the corner now. That's Stamkos with it. Behind the net, Wotherspoon trying to give a cross-check to Marchessault. Couldn't do it. Now it's Dewar flinging it out. And that is going to go just enough down for an icing. Almost. Almost had the perfect little soft dump there for the Pens to get off the ice for a change. And now we're under 3 minutes left to go. Some additional hockey news that just came down. Devils star Jack Hughes injuring his right hand during a team dinner on Thursday in a freak accident. Huh. That is kind of crazy. Face-off one here by the Penguins. Brought up the ice 2-on-2, but Kopenen's going to dump it in. Got to look if UC Saros is going to head off anytime soon. Brought ahead here by Ryan O'Reilly. Drops it for Marchessault. Just gets it back to his defenseman out there, Barron. Moving on in, Stastny, his shot. Goes behind the net. Now Carlson with it. Carlson playing it along here to Wotherspoon. He picks it up. Wotherspoon still holding it. Predators trying to pressure him. Carlson now behind his net again. Wotherspoon. Good keep away here by the two defensemen for the Penguins. Wotherspoon bringing it up unpressured into the zone. Now he's just going to give a little chip into the corner and head off for a change. The Crosby line comes back on. Loose puck in center ice, picked up there by McCarron, chipped in. Wotherspoon. Shalov comes out of his net, somehow avoids a collision with his own D-man and plays it to the corner. Puck comes just outside the blue line. Blankenberg now over to Brady Shea. Shea loses it. Letang now with it. 1:40 left to go. Up ahead, Brian Rust with Connor Dewar. They're 2-on-1. Coming back here is Shea. Rust to the net. Dewar there couldn't finish the play. Blake Lizotte out there. He loses his stick. He was looking for a penalty. Now Blankenberg with it. Now it's Brady Shea. 1:20 left in this hockey game. Gotta think that Saros is going to be coming here on this rush. Marchessault chipping it forward here for O'Reilly. Save made and covered by Shelovs, and Saros indeed is out of the net. So we got an empty net now, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy. Looking here in the comment section, Army, I guess they took a shot away from Carlson. Needs one more shot. Well, your only hope of that now is if he's out there and he's able to get an empty netter, Army. I hate to tell it to you. Just giving it to you straight here. Timeout's going to be called here by Nashville. Their top guys, they were out there for a solid minute and a half just now, so they're going to give them 30 seconds of breather here before they head back out. They give Artur Shalovs a highlight package here, does Sportsnet Pittsburgh. He stood tall today. His two biggest saves of the day, Shalovs. We talk about how he has been terrible in shootouts this season. The Penguins, in their first practice, either over there in Sweden or their last practice back in the United States, they practiced shootouts at the end of practice, and Shalovs, guess that practice did him good. 2 breakaway saves here today. And now, can he finish the job? Can the Penguins finish this? 1:13 left in this hockey game. The face-off here is going to be to the left of the goaltender. Extra attacker is on for Nashville. Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Brian Rust, Ryan Shea, Chris Letang out there for the Pens. Face-off one, and they score. Oh, my God. The Predators have tied the game. The face-off was won by Crosby. Tried to kick it back, I think, to Letang. And I'm not sure what happened, whose stick Crosby's kick went off of, but it came right to the stick of Philip Forsberg. He goes to his backhand, and in his home country, Philip Forsberg ties up this hockey game with 1:10 left on the clock. Face-off out at center, won by O'Reilly, but it's the Penguins gaining possession. Erik Karlsson in his own zone. Parker Wotherspoon going to try to play it up through the neutral zone. Goes off of a linesman there and back into the pen zone. Now, still trying to get possession of it are the Pens. Now they finally got it. Lizotte here to Koppanen. Koppanen in his shot. Easily trapped there up against the chest of UC Saros. Unbelievable. On the bright side of their Army, Karlsson now probably get another shot attempt if this game, knock on wood, can go to overtime here with 42 seconds left. Got a Penguins hater here in the comments section saying the Pens suck. Please, do me a favor, drop your team in the comments section and we'll compare how that's going. 35 seconds now left in this hockey game. Ben Kindle trying to center for Brian Rust there, picked off and dumping it into the zone. On goal. Looked like it was going to go into the corner initially, but it skipped in on Sherlock. Shot from the point there from Brady Shea. Not sure if that went off a body and wide or if it hit the post. Ben Kindle now, he's coming in and it's offsides. Crosby a little bit out ahead of the play. Oh boy. Average Graham. One and done, learned my lesson quickly. I bet on the Penguins. What is up with everyone in the comments section getting bets out there today? Keeping track of Army's bets. Want to say, who was it out there? Dwanglish, he might have had a bet, something like that. And now Average Graham in here saying that he's betting on the Pens as well. Face off here just outside the Predator zone. It's going to be slapped back down to Penguins ice. No icing. 3 seconds left. 2 and 1. And that is going to do it for regulation in Stockholm. So the Penguins, who quite honestly should be fortunate that they are able to at least walk away with this game no matter the outcome with a point. They have been, especially in the last two periods, outplayed, and Artur Shalov's, he was bending and bending and bending some more, and then with 1:10 left on the clock, the Predators finally broke through with their first goal of the game. So now we are heading to overtime, and let's see how the Penguins are going to respond and try to finish this game. To the comment section here, Army, Colorado Avalanche, my team. That's honestly respectable. The Avalanche, if you want to go from a Penguins fan perspective here, I think the Avalanche are kind of like our team for the West because Crosby and McKinnon, they're good buddies. Also, I think it's the Seattle Kraken and even at this point, the LA Kings, they always take in a bunch of old Penguins players. So, I'm cool. I rock with the Avalanche, their Army. THP here, unbelievable. Had to stick my head in the shower. Like, what did he just say? Yep. They score like that, and they go into a full intermission here, or what's going on? They go back here to the they go back here to the Penguins intermission analysis group. They play in 5-on-5 overtime here, or 5-minute 3-on-3 overtime here. Gotta wonder. Dwanglish in here. Excited for hockey fans watching live extra hockey. Indeed. Overtime hockey, it is the most exciting hockey, and love being on here live for these games. Usually the Steelers here on this channel, they get the most popularity when it comes to live streams and things like that. Glad to see that the hockey community is starting to come on here. Okay, get to your comments here in a moment. Overtime is about to go down. We got O'Reilly, Shea, Forsberg for the Predators, Crosby, Rust, Carlson for the Penguins. O'Reilly wins the faceoff for Nashville. They will possess the puck first behind his own net. Brady Shea brings it out and now hits Ryan O'Reilly into the Penguin zone, dropping it for Forsberg. Forsberg moving in, looking for Shea, and oh my goodness, if he gets a stick on that, he is wide open on the back door. Puck comes out the center, bringing it back in. Forsberg on a breakaway. Save made by Shalovs. Oh my goodness, flashing the pad on that wrister. Back up comes the Pens. Carlson looking for Crosby backdoor. He goes into the blue paint, but the puck doesn't. Now Stamkos, fresh off the bench in, and he scores. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Fresh off the bench, Steven Stamkos from about the red line in, coming down the right side, beats Arturs Shalovs over the right shoulder and ends this hockey game. Stamkos of old, an absolute laser of a wrist shot. And the Predators down by a goal with a minute, 10 seconds left in the hockey game. They come back to tie and then to win it early on in overtime. And now to make this blown lead for the Pens even more tough, I guess they're having some sort of end of game ceremony. They're announcing the 3 stars of the game. Arturs Shalovs announced as the 3rd star of the game. You gotta give tons of props here to Arturs Shalovs. He played his ass off here tonight. The Penguins got severely outplayed for a majority of this game. He kept them in it. And this one is certainly not on number 37 tonight. Philip Forsberg got the 2nd star of the game. And now player of the game, of course, getting a watch is going to be Steven Stamkos. I'm just now realizing I didn't even give an update to the banner here. Just in shock. There it is now on your screen. Final score. Predators 2-1, they win. I'll also add on that they did that in overtime. Steven Stamkos with the game winner. To the comment section, Dwenglish, Shalovs really did do well to keep this game as close as it has been. He played his ass off, and there's no other way to view it. Certainly not on Arturs Shalovs. CJ Colin here. How'd the Pens look in regulation? I know the Preds scored late. It was not the Penguins' best performance here today. First period was pretty even. The Penguins might have played a little bit better. But the second and third periods, the Pens, they were just outmatched. And it was only by the luck of a carom off of 2 different things that the Pens beat UC Soros here tonight. They didn't even really test him all that much either. Shalov stood on his head. He was bending and finally broke. I don't even give him that much trouble with the Stamkos goal. Stamkos has scored many goals like that in his career. Shalovs isn't the first goaltender to get beat like that, and I'll re-emphasize what I said there at the end of the third period. The Penguins, they are very, very fortunate for how poorly they played for a majority of that hockey game to walk away with a point. And now they're going to need to do some serious adjusting, some serious soul searching, because if they play like that on Sunday, then it will be a blowout and not the good kind for the Penguins. It's not every game that you're going to be able to play like that and your goaltender is going to bail you out more times than not. So that's going to do it here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining me. Final couple comments here to THP, excuse me. Stamco still's got it. Jay in here. There goes my money. Thank all of you who came in here with bets here today. Didn't get what you wanted in the end, so my sympathies on your losses there. And that is going to do it for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining me here. Had a decent audience, a very good audience in here from puck drop to final goal here this evening. Thank you all for joining me. And I hope you all join me back here. Again, going to go over what's going on for the rest of this weekend. Hopefully, those of you in here are able to come back tomorrow around noon, maybe a little bit beforehand. We'll be live for some college football. Notre Dame fighting Irish coming into Pittsburgh, into Acrisure Stadium to take on Pitt. That is a highly anticipated college football matchup, and I don't usually go live for college football games, but this one is can't miss. ESPN College Game Day there. Hopefully you all join me back here for that tomorrow. That live stream is up on the channel right now, so go ahead into the channel, click notify me so you can be in the know as soon as I go live there, and then come back here on Sunday, doubleheader. We'll be live around 9 o'clock, a little bit beforehand for Penguins Predators, game 2 over there in Sweden. That'll be the morning game, and then stay on the channel there, or come back a little bit later on, early in the afternoon for Steelers Bengals. That game's going to be at 1 o'clock. We'll go live at about 12:40. So with that, thank you all for joining me here today. Not the outcome that we wanted there in Sweden. Penguins, they had it. They played very, very poorly, and it looked like there for a second Shalovs might have stolen a big one for the Penguins, but they implode late in the game to lose the lead and then lose the game in overtime. So here's to hopefully a much better performance and much better results on Sunday morning. Thank you all for joining me. Last comment here from GRK Hooper. 5 minutes left in the game. What happened? I don't even know how to describe what happened with the Penguins. Their poor play finally caught up to them, and the Predators, after pushing to get a goal, finally broke through in a big way. So that's that. On to Sunday, but come back tomorrow. See you guys then. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you, Dwenglish, for the nice words. Appreciate it as always. Glad to do that for those of you who were not able to watch the game. And like I said, come back on Sunday morning for more hockey coverage. We'll cover that second game in Sweden as well. Thank you all. Have a good rest of your Friday night. Back here tomorrow afternoon for Pitt and Notre Dame. See y'all then. Peace.